this teaching about Bechukotai that I wanted to share with you, if you'll indulge me for a moment, and then we'll hand it on over to Bonnie. The whole word Bechukotai, the whole word chok, we talked about this before. We talk about chukim, umishpatim, edim. They're different categories of mitzvot, different categories of laws. When I was in Hebrew school, the chukim, were always those laws like kashrut, like the law of the parah, which have no explanation. Right? That was the way we were always taught. The mishpatim, they have reasoning behind it. They have explanation, right? They have some stories, right? The seventh day, because God rested on day number 7, so we rest. Kashrut, there's no explanation given. Just don't eat these animals, eat these animals. Why do we care about split hooves and chewing its cud? It's for the rabbis to interpret, but it's not in there plainly in the Torah, right? But the word chok means engraved. That's literally what the word means, right? It's sometimes statute, sometimes decree, sometimes law. But the essence of the word in the Hebrew means to be engraved. And I found this teaching from Rabbi Shneir Zalman of Liadi, who was a Chabad, one of the Chabadniks, right, in the day, talking about how there were 2 Torahs. There was a Torah that was written, that Moshe wrote, the way we have written Torahs with ink. And there was a Torah on the tablets that was engraved. And the difference between writing something in ink and writing something engraved. And I'll read for you. When something is written, the substance of the letters that express it, the ink, remains a separate entity from the substance upon which they've been set, the parchment. On the other hand, letters engraved in stone are forged in it. The words are stone and the stone is words. By the same token, there is an aspect of Torah that is inked on our soul. We understand it. Our emotions are roused by it. It becomes our lifestyle or even our personality, but it remains something additional to ourselves. But then there is a dimension of Torah that is chok, engraved in our being. There is a dimension of Torah which expresses a bond with God that is the very essence of the Jewish soul. Going even further, there was a rabbi who once offered the analogy that every Jew is a letter in the Torah, but a letter may at times grow somewhat faded. So it's our sacred duty to mend those faded letters and make God's Torah whole again. Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak of Lubavitch heard this and said, no. The identity of the Jew cannot be compared to erasable ink on parchment. Every Jew is indeed a letter in God's Torah, but a letter carved in stone. At times, the dust and dirt may accumulate and distort, or even completely conceal the letter's true form. But underneath it all, the letter remains whole. We need only sweep away the surface grime, and the letter, in all its perfection and beauty, will come to light. Ever think about that? The difference between writing something or carving it in? And I think we can think about that as these rabbis have for us, all within this word of the second word of today's double parsha, Bechukotai.